Hi everyone, this is Anti. Welcome to Life and Wealth Mastery, episode number 7. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscribe button. If you like my video, click on like and give me your support and make some comments you want me to cover on my next video. Today, I want to cover some tips on how to save some money. Okay, most American, after paying taxes and expenses, they are saving about average 3.5% in 2009. So that's some of the research I read. And for an expert, what they normally say is you need to save about 10 to 15% towards your saving for your future. And if you should do that, you have to put in extra effort to do so. Okay, because it's 50%. Did you know? The average American don't even have the emergency fund up to $1,000. 50%, that is a large amount of people, number of people that don't even have the emergency fund. That's scary. So I'm here to help you to get into a habit of saving, because some of the many books I read, my favorite is The Richest Man in Babylon. One of the key important takeaway for me is to save, accumulate saving so that you can live a good life in the future. So for me, like, before you go out and spend your hard-earned money, you need to learn how to manage your expenses and learn how to save your money and put it away for your new future. One of the things that I learned is that you gotta pay yourself first. What I mean by that is, before, let's say you earn $10,000, okay, a month, or let's say $1,000. Some of you say, I only get $2,000 a month. Let's say 10% of a $2,000 a month is about $200. $200 a month, that's 10% saving to yourself. Okay, so 10% saving to yourself, you have to be very disciplined to tuck that money away. Okay, so that you can start to accumulate with a compound of interest in some of the dividend stocks or some of the mutual fund that you put in, and start accumulated. $200 today, after 20 years or 30 years later, it can become $100,000 in the near future. Okay, so you have to be very disciplined with that. And what I normally do with my money is I divide into 3 buckets of account. So one bucket I put into paying myself, which is towards my saving. I'm not going to touch it. 1/3 of it go here, and 1/3 of it will go to, I own my own business, so I have to be very disciplined. This is 1/3 of it go into my business account, and another 1/3 go to my personal account for expenses and paying Uncle Sam and all that stuff. Okay, and if you start building that self-discipline and have everything automatic, so that your brain cannot even think, right, at that moment. Because when you see your check in front of you, you have a tendency, the old habits start to kick in and go out and spend because you worked so hard this month, or you start to justify, your spending behavior. Okay, so what I do is I automatically cut the check to three different area. So by the time you look into your personal expenses, okay, if you look at it, let's say $10,000. Sounds a lot, right? But it's like, oh, after paying Uncle Sam, after paying my taxes, and I'm paying my personal account, like my personal expenses, I left with technically about 1,000 left. Okay, so then you start to think twice about going out and about to do a spur of a moment to spend on that fancy little shoes or little handbag. Like ladies, we love bags, right? Handbags. And before you spend that money, you have to go back and look at, how much money you have after all the saving tucked away, at least 10%. Okay, that's saving for your future. That's number one. And I think another thing that I want to cover is to learn how to delay gratification. Don't buy it today, in other words. So before you go out, I know it's tempted with a new iPhone, right? It's when it first came out, I asked myself, do I really need that item, right? Because it costs thousands of dollars for the smartphone nowadays, right? Or the pairs of glasses. if you start asking yourself, do I really need it, or do I just want it, right? So I know that, or sometimes a cup of coffee. I love drinking tea, right? Boba tea, particularly. For those of you a boba fan, do you know what I mean? It's very addicting. But instead of spending $4 or $5 for that cup of coffee or a cup of tea, I could make it at home, and it tastes as good, right? And if I were to go outside, the only thing missing for the tea is the boba. But if I think about for my for well-being, drinking outside or eating outside, eating out, it's not good for my health either, because I cannot control what they put in there, right? So when you're making your own food, prepare your own meal, or prepare your cup of coffee or tea, you actually know what you put in there. It's actually be a lot healthier. It's good for your health, and you can save some money. So it's a win-win situation, in my opinion. Okay, so and then also, before you go out and buy it, go back home and give yourself a test too. Instead of go out and buy that item that you say, oh my God, I absolutely need it, I guarantee you, if you sleep on it, the next day you come back, logically you're gonna say, you know what, do I really need it? And then you start to trade the opportunity cost here. $100. Then you start to question, $100, if I not buy it today, I get to keep my $100. What can I do with my $100 today? If I were to go out and invest into something, okay, so that I can accumulate, like let's say this one cost you $200, right? So spending $200 on that item, I put that $200 away. And how long does it take? I start putting into the saving. How I put into some dividend stocks, or I know it doesn't sound like it's a lot today, but it's going to take you, let's say even a year gone by, you earn about let's say $200 a month. 12 months, that's a $2,400, right? That you accumulated with, let's say, 5% return on your investment. You actually earned, a couple $100 right there. So it's actually, and then by then you can go back and buy this one using the money within a year. It can accumulate and earn the interest to pay for your other expenses if you want. So I think that's how I normally navigate through my life, is to delay gratification. Spend it, instead of spending the money today, I say, hey, that's my cash. How can I leverage on this cash that I would have to pay and give it away today? I put into an investment account where I can accumulate and grow over time, so later I can come back and buy whatever I want. So if you start shifting that mindset and delay your gratification, start questioning about the items that you're going to buy, and then wait for tomorrow instead of buy it right now, today, then I think it will help with some of the bad habit, so that you can actually be able to save a little bit more. And another topic I want to touch on is for those of you who are parents. I've been buying a lot on the 529 educational plan. And I realized, like, for example, some of the people I've been talking to, they actually asked me, hey, I don't have the kind of money to put into my kid college fund, because the 529 college fund, it's a state-sponsored program, and then you can put up to about $15,000 a year, and it's strictly used towards educational college tuition. You cannot use money to spend on something else other than college tuition, like to spend on educational. So, but there another alternative. If let's say you putting in, you don't have that much money to put away, and you're not even sure if your kid going to go for 4-year college, or are they going to go for the master degree. So instead of putting into that 529, what you should look into another alternative is called Coverdell Education Planning tuition. What it does is give you a little bit more flexibility. Let's say you only put in $20 a month, or $100 a month, okay? And your kid later on decided, I don't want to go to college. I want to use this money for to do hair, for beauty salon. You can actually do, with that account, you can actually do it. versus the 529, you cannot do it. So for those of you, it depends on your child. You may want to look in. I like alternative. I like different options. So you rather want to look at that two account and compare what works for you. And another thing I want to cover is like the credit card, for example. I can actually earn some cash on some of the credit card that I use. For example, did you know that if having a Costco Visa card for restaurant, I know some of you may already know this. If I'm going out and spend some money at the restaurant, I would use my Costco Visa card so that I can earn 3% versus like if I was to use my Citibank Dividend card, I can only earn 2%. So with a little extra saving that I accumulate on the cash right there, I actually get to earn back the money I spend. That's another way for me to make some money to put toward my saving account. So, and then Chase this month on the Chase Freedom card, you actually, if you subscribe from October to December, you actually get up to 5% cash back. So some of those stuff that you pay attention to, and if those of you who already use a credit card, some people may not say the credit card is good. If you have a bad habit, don't control yourself, then do not use credit card. But for those of you who already have the discipline and already use the credit card anyway, might as well get paid for the credit card that you use. Chase Freedom card this month to December, pay up to 5% depending on which merchant. So go read a little bit more into it. And I normally have about 3 or 4 different credit cards for different purposes. Whoever pay me more and actually earn some cash back. Okay, it's always nice to have. So I hope you find this video helpful on some of the tips on saving. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you very much and make it a great weekend. Thank you.